Let's talk about communication. The magic word that everyone talks about. Communication is key. Okay, let's dissect that word a little bit. What is communication? Communication is when you try to speak to somebody about a subject, right? Most of the time, people say they want to communicate if there's issues in a business or a relationship or with kids or with friends or pretty much anybody. Usually it's like when there's an issue, they say we need to communicate more. It solves issues. But let's dissect a little deeper. Now, people have it a little bit confused. Communication, just because you're using words, doesn't mean you're actually communicating the message across to the next person, right? So we need to think of it like this. Let's say you want to communicate with anybody, a relationship, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. There's something going on, they got you upset, and you want to talk about it because you want to resolve the issue. But now, the question is this. It's not about the words that you use to communicate, because the words just draw a picture. But now it's the energy behind the words that you use will draw a different picture. What do I mean by that? Like, let's say you want to communicate, you just fought with your boyfriend or girlfriend. You want to communicate with them, talk to them about the problem. Now, are you going to go in there with anger and like, I want to go and attack them and say, oh, we tried to communicate and it didn't work? Well, you actually going there and want to talk about it to fix the issue so it doesn't happen again. That is for you to kind of ask, right? So before you communicate, if you're still angry about the situation and that situation is still bothering you, you shouldn't talk about it. Take a breather, relax, speak about it when you're calm. Why? Because if you're still angry about it, you're gonna say the same exact words, but it's gonna bring a negative picture into their mind. Now, what happens when you start to speak to somebody and you wanna communicate, but you're still angry? So your message is not coming across, because if you're gonna go and communicate with that person, the first thing they'll do is their defense goes up, right? If they can sense your energy when it's coming out of the communication, but it's not really to resolve an issue. And most people don't want to resolve the issue with communicating. They just want to say what's on their mind and say I communicated, right? It doesn't work like that. Now, if you're gonna go to this, use the same exact words, but with a intention of, you know what, I really want to fix and resolve this issue, and I really want to get my message across, but I don't want to draw a negative picture in her mind or his mind. So what happens there is we're gonna go and communicate, we're gonna speak, and the person now, their defense goes to open heart, open to receive, open to listen to you, because the energy behind the words, they felt it. It's different. You can kind of sense when someone comes to you and like beats around the bush and tries to kind of get something, and it's like, dude, just get to the point, right? So you can kind of sense people's intentions behind the word. So what is true language? Is words really the true language? I don't think so. It's more of energy. Energy will take those same exact words and give it a different meaning. Isn't that amazing? So what is true language? What is true language? It's energy, right? Like, we keep speaking to people and saying, oh, we got to say what we say, but did they really understand it? Did they download the information is the question. Now, if you're coming in with this communication of just trying to get a point across or just trying to say what you got to say, instead of, you know what, let me try to actually speak from my heart and get my message across to this person so they can understand what I'm trying to say, so they can draw that picture in their mind. Because all words does is just draws the picture in our mind, right? But it's how you say it is amazing. I mean, it's incredible what it'll change. It'll change everything in your life if you just communicate with an open heart and actually trying to fix something versus trying to just get your point across. And again, the only way to get your communication through, like, to the next person, is come in with the intentions of, I really, truly am calm. I'm not upset anymore, and I really, really want to fix this issue so it doesn't happen again. And you'll see that the next person, It's just frequencies. You just got to connect to their frequency so they can start to receive. But you can't connect to their frequency if you're just coming in like, oh, I want to get my point across. I'm just going to say what I have to say. However they take it, they take it. Guess what? They're probably going to take it the wrong way because their defense came on. They can't download your information if they're blocking it because they're afraid. They're afraid. They sense this energy of, oh, they just took their anger out on me. You know, it's just something we all do. Same thing with kids. You know, we keep saying how yell at the kids, punish them, do this and do that. They'll listen. They'll listen. But you're not really teaching them nothing. You're just putting in fear. So instead, just wait till you're calm. Wait till it doesn't even bother you no more, so you could not speak through anger. Because again, it's hard to control it. So when you're angry, just don't speak. Just take a break for a minute. Don't just, you feel some type of way and just send a text to the person. Call them up and go crazy. You didn't do anything. What's the point of that? Aren't you trying to conversate to get your point across? And when you try to finally do that, people will understand you more and people will actually give you what you're asking for because they understand you more. All it is just we have a lot of miscommunication, you see, because the words themselves don't make a difference. It's our intentions behind the words and our energy at the moment we speak those words. It depends what energy we're on, is the energy that we're connecting to that next person, to whoever you're conversating with. So I need you guys to understand communication is key, but it's really, really important to know how to communicate. Or just don't communicate at all, because you're not gonna, they may even understand you the wrong way if you communicate in this negative tone, or just, I'm angry, I wanna just get my point across, I just wanna tell them so they learn a lesson. Yeah, but there's a certain way to do that. Like, for example, imagine I come at you like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're messing up here. What's wrong with you? What's going on? You gotta do it like this, you have to put it this way and do it that. You're over here like, it doesn't matter what I say. Right away, you just kind of like, okay, like I just can't wait for him to stop talking so my defense can, like, I feel anxious, I feel nervous, I feel attacked. Versus, or the same exact words with, hey, if I was you, I would do it a little bit differently. Let me show you why. Because if you do it like this, it works a little bit better. So now they're not afraid. They feel like you're actually trying to teach them. So they go from closed to open heart. And that's how they receive your information. So next time you communicate with someone, test it out. Especially if you get angry, you want to really see what you're capable of. When you get angry, don't say anything. Put the phone down or keep your mouth closed and just let that energy leave from you. And then come back after a couple minutes, a couple hours, even the next day, depends how big the anger was. And get your point across to that person, and I guarantee you, it'll fix everything. It'll fix your relationship. With relationships, a lot of people, they communicate. But when you're sitting there yelling at each other, that's not communication. It's literally attack, defense, attack, defense, attack, defense, versus actually, speak, download. Speak, oh, I understand. Speak, you gotta speak in a way that people will understand what you're saying. And in order for them to understand, they need to first have an open receiving energy. In order to do that, they gotta feel safe and calm that you're not attacking them. So ladies and gentlemen, try communicating better, and you'll see you'll actually get what you want in life, and you'll teach people what you want in life, and people will finally start to understand you because you're communicating right. If someone doesn't understand what you're saying, it's not their fault. Maybe you're just not communicating right. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one. See you on the next one.